YouTube. Just so you are aware, I have literally just placed an order to go long on gold above the M30 candle high. I'm just going to share my charts in a second. So I'm just putting my stops in place right now. Hold on, I have. So I'm just putting my stops in place right now. Hold on, I have. So I'm just putting my stops. There we go. Sorry, I was getting. All right, let me just change charts right now. Scene layout and display capture. So YouTube, guys, on YouTube, I'm just going to change the screen for you quickly. Always takes me longer on TikTok for some reason. So order is good morning on TikTok, guys. Right, I'm just trying to change screens on TikTok. Let me just get my partial TP set while I'm waiting for it to come up. There we go. Okay. So orders in on good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah. Liam, just me, Cortland, Anne, Paul, DrissFX. Good morning, guys. Okay, so look, we have this is a contrarian trade, so it's against the market momentum, but we have had support formed here. We can see the market has sold off through the Asian session. We've had a little bit of indecision here. Buyers tried to push price up. Then the last 30-minute candle, we've had an outside candle, meaning broke the lows, and then it's closed above the highs. So this is a sign for us to take the trade potentially back up in towards previous structure. The order wasn't placed immediately. I have to wait for the next candle to come back down before we go high, before we break the highs. So as soon as it's come back down, this is my cue to place an order above the high of the bullish candle. So what does that mean? That means if the price keeps moving down and keeps moving lower, I don't get triggered. But if it comes down and then there's a shift in sentiment and then we break the highs, that's when we get triggered. And that's how my entry techniques are used. So I'm just saying hi to a few people. Who's on YouTube? Who's on YouTube this morning? Hey Vic, how you doing? Let me just sort out the chat so I can see it a bit better. Who's in TikTok this morning? Yeah, I don't normally do London live streams. Morning, Paddy. How you doing, mate? So for for live streams that I do to the general public, it's generally at 1 p.m. UK time. And I'll do that about 4 times a week. Where's my TP on gold? I've put it at 33.10, so just underneath here. So 33.09, anywhere in this region. So my first TP is 10 pips. So I like to scale out very quickly. And my second TP, well, not second, but my extended target is here. And then I'll watch price for clues to, but R sell. No, I have a buy order in. It's a buy stop. Now, as soon as it triggers, I'll move my stop loss up underneath the low of the candle that triggers it. Yeah, so I use Magic Keys. Magic Keys is a piece of software. Good morning, Anna. It's a piece of software that basically, as soon as you hit your TP or an auto break even, it will automatically move your stop loss for you and it will close half of the position or 60% of the position, whatever you choose. So the the software is superb. Use this. Members are using Dane's Trades or they're using Trade Assistant, all the same backend, just slightly different interfaces. You pay around $80, between $40 and $100. Between $40 and $100 for lifetime access. So yeah, good morning to guys. Yeah, it's normally a little bit quieter in the for London session. During the US session, we definitely have quite a few more uh, viewers on TikTok, but it is Friday, so I'm not surprised. You get a few of you that just go, do you know what? It's Friday. I want to lie in, but unfortunately, early bird catches the worm. Let me just move this a little bit closer to me because I just realized my mic is for TikTok anyway. My mic is fair way away. So yes, this is a contrarian trade. It is against the predominant market trend, but we have had support formed, and we've had an outside candle formed, and we're just looking to see if the market can come back, create resistance. Of which then, if it does create resistance, we'll be looking for a BPC trade. Um, who else have we got in here? Anyone that's joined TikTok that hasn't been here before? S44D, good morning. Sajid, good morning. Yes, I don't normally do a London live stream. Uh, the London live streams are generally uh, Brett coin. No idea what that is. Kieran, good morning. Sasha Smith, good morning. So we're just looking at the gold chart right now. We're looking to get long. Um, Pepe, what's are you? Hi Chris, how you doing, mate? Uh, Sean Cook, good morning. Nitro, when is the? I don't trade crypto. I don't trade fair value gaps. I don't trade smart money concepts. So if you're looking for that kind of information, sorry guys, wrong chat or wrong live stream. Let's see, we're getting relatively close to our entry price. Um, Thank you guys. It's a little bit quiet this morning in TikTok. Not as many questions coming through. Uh, but like I said, it's kind of expected on a Friday morning. All right, let's see what's global traders. Good morning. Let's see what the market brings us. We've seen a big sell-off through Asia. Will we get a little bit of a correction now? Who knows? But price action's there, so we'll trade it. 15-minute, you can see resistance was formed. We've broken and closed above it. We've had a wick down, so you've got the 15 and the 30 both agreeing, so it looks quite nice. Good morning. Is this the 1 hour trade on gold? This is a 30-minute chart. 3-0. What you're anticipating pre-London. I'm looking for a move higher. We've got a pending order above the high of the 30-minute candle. So if we just look at this, you can see the market's come down through Asia. We had a soft rally, resistance formed, then we broke and moved lower, and then we've moved higher and closed above that minor resistance. Next candle's wicked down, and if we break the high of that candle, there you go, we're in the trade now. You can see here the orange numbers, we're in the trade. As soon as they go blue, we're positive. The first purple line here is 10 pips, and that'll be my first take profit and scale out. I won't need to do anything because Magic Keys will do it all for me. A lot of my members use Dane's Trades or Trade Assistant. Market broke Asia low. Yep, it did. So um, I'm just going to put in my auto break even for 70 pips, 7 pips. So basically what this does is, because we're going against trend, apply 70% rule. So as soon as, yeah, I'm already in. I'm 3.5 pips up. So I have an auto break even at 7 pips, and then I have 50% coming off at 10 pips. So you'll see a pop-up on my chart if it goes to 70, where the software has, and listen, we've not made any money yet, so the accolades can wait. This could still be a losing trade. As soon as it goes to 70, then I'm happy because it's risk-free. Yeah, it's gold and it's the 30-minute time frame. So this is what it was placed off, the outside candle on the 30-minute time frame. We looked to the 15 for confirmation. 15 showed a minor resistance forming, and then we closed above it. We've had the market move lower and then pop up through the highs. So we're just sitting around and ooh, don't like that. So uh, Asia low got swept. Asia low was broken, yes. Now we're just looking to see if we can have a correction through the London session. Boost, I don't tell anyone what to do. I just trade what I see and do what I do according to my rules. And I'll go over those in a moment. But yeah, I would never give advice on what people should do. I just tell you what I do and why I do it, so that hopefully you can see some rationale and some consistency on how to apply a simple set of rules um, to take advantage of market opportunities. There you go. So that's break even now. See? Break even triggered on gold. So now I can't lose. So if this goes to 100, then it'll take 50% of the trade off. Well, it should have taken half off. Oh, it was maybe the spread just didn't do it then. So really, so it went to 100 then. So that should have taken 50% of the trade off. But hopefully we'll still get there. Less than a pip. There we go. TP1 done. So now we can't lose anything. We've made money and we can't lose. Whatever happens, happens. TP1 on YouTube for Lola. Well done, Lola. Um, Mod V. I'm just a price action trader, so I wouldn't say there's. If you want Newell OB Benjamin's buying, yeah, we've already bought and we've already hit target, and we're just seeing what happens now. So, is that a buy here? We've already bought, so or I've already bought. So listen, guys, it's I will never tell anyone what to do. I don't give financial advice. I just show you what I do, why I do it. I give you rules behind it. And then the more you log in, the more you see what I do, you'll see that there's consistency to what I do. Um, there's no, you're not going to see different things every day. You're not going to see me uh, screaming about new strategies, new this, new that. It's the same boring information every day. Now, why do I keep it simple? Why do I keep it boring? Um, because if it's not boring and it's exciting, that gives you a dopamine rush. And then when you have dopamine rushes, you then work on adrenaline and FOMO and greed and fear and all the things that you don't want to be working on. So, so yeah, make sure whenever you're trading, you're working on uh, consistency. US 100, I will look at that this afternoon. when I go live at 1 o'clock. So look, we'll come off this screen now because I'll tell you if I'm gonna do anything in terms of closing money off. But we're at break even now, so I'll go back to trading view. We've hit TP1. There you go. We just got stopped at break even. There could be a setup in 15 minutes, yes. Uh, Trading the hourly, but we'll wait for the hourly to close. Right, let's go back. So, uh, where are we? All right, YouTube, I'll take you back to trading view. 1 second. And I think that is, yeah, there we go. Peanut, nice one, buddy. Well done. Glad you got some cash there. Um, so look, uh, because this is against trend, right? The market is strongly moving lower. Higher time frames are pointing lower. You want to be much more aggressive with your stop management in times like this, okay? Because it may just have a short rally and then just continue lower. It may have a deep correction and come up here and then move lower. It may even just continue moving higher. But if I was to look at this, and let me get rid of that because that was from yesterday. If I was to look at this now, my focus primarily on this chart would be looking for short trades. That'd be my focus. It would mean that maybe for the US session, I'd want to see that the market pushes higher, form resistance, and then we look for sales. So if I'm looking for that, I'm going to look for what I call my BPC trade. And this is what I'd be looking for. So there's the rules. That's what I'd look for at some point after a correction. So if you can't see it, let me just make it a little bit bigger for you. Uh, there we go. So I'd be looking at a BPC short. So I want to see the market rally. Yes, we can see the market's in trend. We've broken support. I'm looking for a minimum of two up range candles. So that means a candle that has a higher high and a higher low in relation to the previous candle. So nice and simple. I'm then looking for a bearish candle to close. So I'm looking for two up range candles, then a bearish candle close. Now, once that's happened, I look left and I'm looking for clear candle space. What does clear candle space look like? It just means I'm looking for nice big bodied candles with no no small bodies, no wicks like this where you've got a long wick to the downside and a long wick to the upside. No candles like this little section. Let me move that across a bit. No candles like this. I just want to see candles like those there. Or I want to see candles like these here. So I know if I'm buying here, even though it's against trend, the probability is if we can get moving, we get above resistance, then we've got clear candle space to trade into. There's no traffic to get caught into and move up and down and get stuck. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. And if I get that seller candle and I've got clear candle space of at least 20 to 30 pips, then that's my setup. So then what I'm looking for is the next candle to wick up, and then I'll sell the low of the seller candle. So very, very simple. Um, yeah, so yeah, it's a very simple process. You can see the rules there. I'm not, I don't hide anything. Everything that I'm doing here is exactly what I do in my membership. So it's the difference is being in the membership, you get to ask questions, share charts all day long with me and members who have been with me 7+ years. So, but I am new to like social media in terms of live streams. Good morning, Adrian. Um, yeah, so Peanut just got his second payout on his funded account. Well done, Peanut. Um, which which account were you using? because I know that's one of the big questions. Um, I know you've got a couple, but I know a lot of people have issues with getting paid out, so it's always nice to hear stories and success stories as well. Dippy Sippy, thank you for following. Nice. Nathan Lynch, good morning. Pommy Pom, good morning. 332 Imperator, I think that's right. Need 3% to pass the step one. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. Just stay disciplined. Um, there's potential setup here in 8 minutes, which will be effectively the same as what we just traded here. It's just a bit of a higher time frame. The only downside when you do go up higher time frames, you are getting a worse entry because if you think about it, we bought here, we've hit TP, the market's come back down, stopped us out. Now, in theory, we're going to be buying again up here. So you're buying at a worse price. Do we expect a gold buy? Yeah, potentially, yeah. Um, so based on this, um, the the system or the this would be it's a reversal trade, right? It's a contrarian trade. So in terms of price action, mm, the price action looks good, but uh, okay. So I'm gonna have to wait for the fifth. I'm gonna watch it like this actually, guys, because this was the minor resistance that's formed. So we've had a breakout trade here. Okay, on the 15th, we've had a breakout because it's closed above, then it's pulled back down, then we've broken the highs. So now what we're seeing is a potential another minor resistance formed on the 15th. BTC, Y up trend or downtrend? Oh, are you asking me if BTC is in an uptrend or a downtrend? Is that the question? Or why? I'm not quite sure. Due to just morning Gandalf. Uh, yeah, we just had a gold buy that hit T1. So uh, bro, Burka Kamata, my target, 33.28. Nice. But look, one thing I'd always say, and again, don't take this as advice, but it's nice having long-term targets and things, etc. Um, but when you have long-term targets, sometimes you can be so fixated on those that you actually don't take any profits. Because remember, I always like to take profits quickly and scale out because ultimately profits are just theoretical until you're banked. So as a trader, our objective is to make money. Um, I don't have a fixed stop loss. It's down to price action. So here it was just entry was here, stop loss was underneath this little swing here, and then as we trigger goes underneath that swing. That how many years been trading and profitable? So I changed styles. So I was a swing trader predominantly focused on things like seasonality and commitment to traders from 2010 through to 2020 for 10 years. And then when Trump came into power for the first time, everything stopped working. Um, Returns weren't coming, so I had to change. So once that happened, when Trump came into power, I switched from um, swing strike sentiment trading to day trading. And then it took me a while to adjust and pick things up, just focus on price action. But yeah, been doing that since 2020 now. So much more stress free. Don't hold anything overnight. A few trades a day, and I do everything live so you can see it. Um, Thanks, Simone. Look, I mean, I was quite fortunate. So in my early days, when in 2010, my first proper year of trading, because I started late 2009, my first proper year of trading, um, I was fortunate enough at the back end of 2010, no, it'd be 2011. I met someone who was extremely wealthy. It was his family office, um, and he basically asked me to share some trading ideas with him for about 6 months. So I did that, and in 2012, he opened an account with Citibank, put a lot of money in there, just over $25 million, dollars, of which I had a proportion to trade with for him. And I did that for a few years until, unfortunately, my services were no longer required. And after that, that was the start of Trade and Train. Uh, yeah, I mean, look, the first time he came into power, things like Twitter were just going crazy. We had the China trade wars, tariffs. So you would literally this time it's very different for me because this time I'm already day trading, and you know the odds of me being in a trade for a long period of time and a tweet or something coming out that's just going to screw my trade that I've been waiting for weeks and whatever, or I just get into it after I've been waiting it for so long and then it just spins round in a nanosecond, stops me out, and then the market reverses and goes back into the direction that I wanted. Um, that doesn't really matter now. So yes, we still get the spikes, but and we still get everything in and around it, but it doesn't affect me like it used to, because my trading is done between 5:30 and 8:30 in the morning, and it's done between sort of like 12:30 and 2:30 in an afternoon. So, and I'll only have one trade running at a time, and they usually last, as you saw on that last trade. What was it, about 5 minutes? Sometimes if I get caught in a trade that just doesn't move, it can be an hour or so. Um, and I should really apply some sort of rule that if it lasts more than 45 minutes, I should kill it because the amount of times that it goes over 45 minutes, and it usually ends up in a loss. Uh, Good morning, good morning, good morning. I started 2009. What time frame are you typically placing your trades on? So trades will be placed on the M15, M30, and H1. I'll always start with top-down analysis. So look, let me map out the chart for you. Um, so this is what I would do. So first things first, I would just come to the daily chart. I go, right, where's my most recent resistance, which is here. Where's my most recent support based on where price is? It's here. So then I would go to the 4 hour. Right. What's my adjustments? So my adjustments would be resistance, support. So what we're seeing is price is sat on this 4 hour support here. Okay. Yeah. So I don't need to adjust anything here. We're right on the money here. Uh, we're on the money here. Let me just So I'm just going to bring that to there now because that is the support level and it's right off this price point. So now, in terms of, I can look for buys above this high, and if I was to just drop down to the 30, there's most recent resistance. So I don't like the 30 for a setup like this, but based off the hourly, it looks okay because we've got our bullish candle, we've got a bullish close, next candle's wick down, it's tested support, so we could look to buy the highs. Okay, so um, let's just drop to the 15 a second. I want to see if that's resistance formed. Okay, so this is what I would do here. So resistance is being formed. So I'm not going to place my buy above the hourly because I don't want to get caught on the market hitting resistance and then selling off. So this is going to be what I'm going to do. I just need to wait 15 minutes. Buys above 3300.9 and I will trade this as a breakout both ways. Sells below 3293.2. You trade only gold or both forex also. I trade gold and the DAX in the morning and gold and Nasdaq in the afternoon. I've come away from forex. It's just a bit slow. Uh, I need mentorship. Grace, if you can go to look, mentorship, we do that. We have membership channels, which look, I always say to people, start with the membership. You can do that on a I'm taking it off. You can do that for very low cost initially, and then if you like what you see, you can then explore the one-to-one side because obviously one-to-one mentorship, that's pricey. Um, a lot of people don't need the one-to-one stuff. It's out their price range, but you get enough from being in the community, being in the live streams every day with me, and being able to ask questions. Those that want to go down the mentorship, that's a prerogative, but yeah, it's a different. Yeah, this is gold. 15-minute chart. So look, I'm going to put the rules on here for a breakout. So this is what I would look at doing. Breakout long. So there's the rules. And I would look for a breakout short. Okay, so there you go. There's the rules. That's exactly what I'm going to look for on both accounts. Okay, so I'll just make them a little bit bigger so you can see it. Um, so now we just wait. We wait 11 minutes, see if we can get a close above or a close below. If we can, then we get a setup. If not, we do nothing. Right, so yeah, this is the part where the impatient can get burnt, and the patient will hopefully. Pastor, good morning, welcome back. Yeah, don't normally do the London streams. How many points on the stop loss? There's no fixed points. It will be the price action that occurs. So using the high and the low of the candle. So and then whatever the trigger candle is, stop goes underneath there or above there, depending if we're buying or selling. How many trades do you take a day? Anywhere from, let's say, 2 to 3 in a session. It'd be a busy session. Um, but once we've done our one trade, that's it. Job's done. We've got our um, we've had our trade this morning. So if we don't get anything else, we're done. Okay. So remember, as a trader, our objective is to be profitable. Okay. Now, the best way to make money is to be consistent. It's not over trading, and it is win rate. If I'm on a purple streak, will be around 75 to 80%. On an average streak, it'll be around 65 to 75. And if I'm at 50%, I'm losing money. As a newbie with only 1K to trade with, what amount or percentage would you put on per trade? Okay, so Alex the Obliterator. As a new trader, regardless of how much money you have, your risk should be the smallest amount you can risk, 0.01. So even if you had 10K as a new trader, 0.01. So the best way of thinking about it is you go to the gym. In the gym, you want to start on, let's say you want to do compound exercise. So you want to start with your bench press, your squats, your deadlifts. Do you go and pick up the heaviest weight there is in the gym? No, you start with the lightest weight that you can do correct form with, master the form, and then you start to increase the weight. Okay? So trading is no different. The only difference is your weights here are lots. So yeah, so I lose at 50% because I scale out quickly. Herbert. So I scale out at 10 pips. Okay. So my stop loss initially can be 20 pips, it could be 35 pips. So sometimes you can get triggered and the market can just spin around and stop you straight out. So I need to be around 60% success rate to make money. You know, I like to get risk free as quickly as possible. Yeah. So you have to remember that everyone's style or way of trading will be very, very different to one another. So you'll see some people that just talk about how many RR their traders made. They might take, if they're getting a trade that has, I don't know, 5 RR or 6 RR, the likelihood is they're probably going to be about 10 or 15% successful. How many hours and how many years do you think someone have to spend on graph to master gold trading? Um, I wouldn't say it comes down to the hours. I'd say it comes down to the quality of time that you do. So someone could spend 40 hours in a week staring at gold, and if they're not implementing a process, it doesn't matter how long you stare at the chart and do something. But if you actually implement a process then and you keep it relatively simple, you'll get much better a lot quicker than those that are spending hours and hours and hours a day. You know, do something well, do something efficiently, and you'll get good at it quick. Was Raja Banks my mentor? No, but he has inspired me on certain things. Yeah, he's done super, super well. How much do you personally look to profit each day and actually look to? So don't look at um, don't look at profit per day. So let's just say you wanted, I don't know, let's say you want, first thing you should think about is making sure trading isn't costing you any money. So you want to be break even. That's your first target. The next thing is, right, how can I start securing X amount? So let's say you take 2 or 3 trades a day. First thing I want to do is make sure I'm uh, being consistent. I've put a plan in place. So focus on one trade. Uh, so let's say you're going to focus on the breakouts. Have a look at trading a breakout and then say, right, if I can make £5 a day or £5 a trade on average, it doesn't sound a lot. It might not interest some of you, but this is where the gym mentality will come in. If you focus on £5 a day, in order to get £10 a day, you don't take twice as many trades. You just increase the risk. Now, you're not going to increase the risk if you're losing money. Blissful Kaliji, um, do you prefer drawing your SNR at the open and close instead of the wick? Yeah, I do, because the wick is just the range that the market has moved into. Um, Time frame, this is the 15-minute right now on gold. Yeah, we're waiting for it to move higher and lower, either break and close below or break and close above. Now, I know some people might want to trade with momentum as price comes down because the trend is down. But look, don't just rush into trades. Um, for me, it's much better to sit on the sidelines. Love trading, nice. Yeah, I love trading as well. Also, I love the people I get to meet through it. We don't have the biggest community, but within it, I tell you what, the community is fantastic. The people are amazing. Um, and some, like I say, have been with me seven years plus now. Do you have you thought to try the same approach within futures market? Um, no, to be fair, I've not changed. I've not even thought about looking at other which trades would you recommend? Which trades? I don't recommend any trades. I just do what I what I'm doing. Okay, so you'll see what I'm looking at. I've told you what rules I'm gonna implement. Let me just have a look at the DAX because one of my in your rules on screen, what do you mean clear space? Look left. Okay, good question. So this is clear space. Okay, that's clear space, and this is noise because we've got no solid candles to trade into. Now, if you see, you've got lots of wicks, small bodies, one candle down, one candle up, one candle down, one candle up. Now to sell or buy? Neither. How come you've not bought on the break of the previous micro high before the one you marked out? Um, we bought here after it broke out. So this candle broke out, this candle wicked down, we bought the highs. We hit 10 pips, then we got stopped out at break even. Okay. What was that? Uh, oh, yeah, okay. I'll be on at 1 o'clock this afternoon, Issa. How come you've not up 9.6k on my 100k account in 8 days, just waiting to reduce my consistency to 15% from 23%? Nice one, Max. Good luck, pal. Keep going. What we got in here? So let's have a look at the DAX. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying, Gandalf. Uh, okay, 1 second. Okay, we've got a bit of an issue here, Gandalf. So I wouldn't, even though I'm happy with the DAX, I wouldn't take it just on this structure here. So yeah, I'd sit tight on the DAX. Do I ever use ChatGPT? Yeah. Do you consider like a scalp trader? Um, you could call it like a scalping technique, but I don't scalp because I don't take enough trades to be a scalper. Uh, yeah. What we got going on? Why do you ask if I use ChatGPT out of curiosity? I use it for emails and things like that. Because I'm not exactly the best writer. So it's definitely helping me out with things like that. Could have done with it 30, 40 years ago when I was at school. Would have been better than copying my friend's work and then getting busted. If It checks out which trades are the best for trading. Mm, yeah, I look, my style is just looking for clear space, identifying areas of interest, and then I just wait for the market to come to me. And then I have simple set of rules that I can execute on. That's it. So listen, why do we keep things simple? Tell me why we should keep things simple. Sorry, guys. It's been a long week. Why do we keep things simple? Yeah, if we keep things simple, it's easier to be consistent. And consistency will be what gets you where you want to be. The more variables you have, the bigger chance you have of screwing up. I don't use indicators. All my setups basically rely and move around the same techniques. So, for example, if I want to be a buyer, the next candle always has to go down before it goes up. And the reason for that is if you think of a bow and arrow, if you pull it back, you pull the bow back, you let go, the arrow goes forward. If you want to shoot a gun, you cock the gun, you pull the trigger, then the hammer goes forward, bullet goes forward. The old cars, when I was a kid, you pull it back, you let go, it shoots forward. So the principle behind why I want that to happen. So, for example, when we bought, um, let me make it a bit bigger so you can see. When we bought the high of this candle this morning, if you think about it, here is your resistance level. The candle's closed above, the next candle moved down, created a big bottom wick, then we broke the highs. All on the basis, is it hard to stay cute like you? uh, yeah. this um, will price go up anytime soon? I'm sure it will, but I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. So I literally just will wait until whatever happens. Basically, you want to take the guesswork out. You entered a buy and you're scared. Well, only thing I can say is if you're entering a buy and you're scared, you're scared because there's no rules in process. So you've done it based on emotions, and that's why you're scared. Fear and greed. What are you looking into? Um, I'm doing nothing until we close above here or close below here. To, like I said, it's a very, very simple process. If it closes above, I will be looking to do a breakout long. There's my rules. If it closes below, there's my breakout short. That's my rules. So yeah, uh, Benny, there was 10 lots sold. I bought same place and got stopped. Um, when did you buy? Why gold still dumping after there's war in the Middle East? Uh, who knows? I'm sure someone will create a story. Uh, the only thing we know is there's more sellers than buyers. Everything else, people will create a story. They'll create a story about uh, trade tensions in China are better. They'll create a story that the war in the Middle East is not as bad as it was because there's ceasefire. They'll say anything. They'll say buyers are now realizing profits. So don't um, don't try and worry about why whatever's happening because someone will give you a story for it. The only thing you can see is the price, so just trade accordingly. If it goes up, you want to be looking for buys. If it's going down, you want to be looking for sells. So I've identified my support region here, I've identified my resistance region here, and I've got clear candle space up there. So this to me right now, this area that I'm just going to mark out is a no trade zone. So I'm doing nothing in between those two prices. Ooh, I'm not quite sure what language that is, but I cannot reply to it. I'm sorry. Where would you expect price to get to if it breaks above? Again, that you can't predict either. Remember, the markets are random. Um, the only thing you can do is have a set of rules that says, right, I'm going to take X amount of money off or X amount of lots off at this price, and I'm going to trail my stop according to this. So as long as you're for Forex, which news network would you look at? I use Forex Factory. What's my strategy? Look, these are the setups that I trade. There you go. That's the setups that I trade. I've already opened long position, hoping to reach 3,300. Okay. Why don't you take the long wick into your account on your support level? Because if price closes below there, it's probably going to move into and fill that zone. So as long as we got, look at that, 39 pips, loads of room. What's the strategy called? Just price action. They're my setups. Listen, remember, people like to give things names because it sells. But that's it. Okay, so BPC. This is not to be, so it stands for breakout, pullback, continuation, and just not having all that written out across my screen would be too big. Um, so yeah, good question. Yeah, so yeah, just sitting tight, guys, waiting for the market to move. We will do another live stream today at 1 o'clock. So Friday is the only day that I can potentially do two live streams on social media. Because the rest of the week, live streams are for my members. Um, but Friday I don't do a live stream. What's a target for the buy? Initial target for me will be 10 pips. Will you put a TP in order close manually? No, I don't do anything manually. I use magic keys. A lot of my members use Trade Assistant or Dane's Trades. Nassim started in 2009. Do you use any indicators? Only when I'm driving. Considering your TP is small, what lot sizes do you use? It depends what accounts. So I trade one small account and that copies onto all the other accounts. Um, Biggest lot size is 10 lots for me. It's magic keys or so look, I'll write it. These are the softwares that they're all pretty much the same, but these are what my members are. So I use this one. Members are using this and this. So they're pretty much all the same. Okay. Yeah, we looked at the DAX a minute ago. I know it's. Let me come back to it. Let's have a look, see what's going on with the DAX. Yeah, it's right in a resistance area, so I'm gonna stay away from that one. So yeah, those three pieces of software are just to help trade management. So literally, what uh, not quite sure what that says. Okay, so yeah, um, we're just sitting tight, guys. We've got 4 minutes. If we close below, there could be a setup. Oh, dear me. So next gold setup. Yeah, potentially if we close below. But remember, I'm not doing anything until we close below or close above. Gigs, yeah, my strategy. It's a price action trader. So, okay, I'm waiting for the candle to close below this level or close above this level. If it closes below, I'm looking for clear space to the left-hand side. Well, I've got 39 pips down to this wick. And then below that, I've got what, 76. So it's like what, 180 pips down to here. Let me just check. 165. So I've got loads of room down there, and I would never get all 165 pips. I can tell you that for a fact. Yeah, this is gold. This is the 15-minute chart. I scale half out at 10 pips, and then I'll look to manage accordingly. So with trend, I'll because the market is predominantly moving lower, I would look to be a little bit more flexible with my stops. Um, what's your recommended lot size for a small account? How new are you to trading? If you're new to trading, then you use 0.01, the smallest you can do. Just think of yourself going into the gym and picking up weights. You don't go and pick the heaviest weight. Pick the lightest weight, get good form, repeat, see consistency, increase the weights. Those levels are identified by seller candle, buyer candle, supports formed. Buyer candle, seller candle, resistance is formed. Would it be okay to up it by 0.02? I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's your account. You do what you want. But just remember, while you're learning, you're going to be making mistakes. I mean, still make mistakes now, and I've been doing it years. So you want to make sure that when you are doing it, you are making sure that you're giving yourself the best opportunity for success. So don't over risk until you see consistency in the way that you approach the market. No scars, no stories. Good morning. As yeah, so doesn't look like we're going to have another. Anna, sorry to ask again, Mark, about DAX, but if it has broken previous day high, your bias is long, isn't it? When I look higher time frames, I'm not sure as it hasn't created a higher high. Let's have a look. So, I mean, so if we look here, so support was formed here, resistance was here, and we've broken through resistance. So we have we've got a trend change, and you can see that here. We've got high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So the impulse move on the daily has started. So in theory, what you want to be looking for is I don't like the moves to the upside. So let this continue to move higher, wait for a pullback and trade a BPC. Yeah. So let it come back down anywhere, wait for buyers to step back in, and then we trade the BPC that way. Because if this keeps moving nice, we should have clear candle space to trade into on a BPC. No problem at all. BPC just stands for breakout, pullback, continuation. For a beginner, what's the first step to start staying? Um, if I was to say what's the first step, it'd be get rid of all indicators, focus on clear charts, and just start reading price. Yeah, and there's only four candles that you need to know. If you know these four candles, there's no other thing that can happen. So let's do them. Oops. Right. You'll have seen me do this before, unless you're new here. These are the four candles. There's no other candles than this. Okay? So if this is candle one, okay, then candle two in relation to candle one is what I call an uprange candle. I'll explain the differences in a second. Candle three is downrange. Candle four is an outside. Candle five is an inside. Oh, okay, so two, three, oh, three, four, and five. Okay, nothing else can happen. They're the only options that can happen. Now, what I mean by this is candle 2 has a higher high and a higher low than candle 1. So it's an uprange candle. Candle 3 has a lower high and a lower low than candle 2. So it's a downrange. Candle 4 has a higher high and a lower low than candle 3. And last but not least, candle 5 has a lower high and a higher low than candle 4, and therefore it's an inside candle. That's it. Markets cannot do anything different other than those four candles. Can't do anything different. The only variable to that is how it closes. So, simple question for you. If the market is moving up and you're seeing a strong trend, which one of those four candles do you think you will see most of? Which one of those four candles do you think you'll see most of in an uptrend? Yeah, exactly. Number two. Yeah. So now if you then say, right, hold on a second, if the market's going up and we've got a strong uptrend, if every time the candle after this one's been formed, if every time the market moves lower first, and I was to put a buy above the high, what happens? So you start playing with rules like that. And that's how you come about with the systems. Okay? You know the probability of an uprange candle forming in an uptrend is a lot higher than any of those. So then if the market goes down first and it breaks the highs, it can be a very profitable strategy. Yeah? So just think about simple things. Did that make sense, guys? Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. There's there's nothing else the market can do than those four things. So you can make trading as complicated as you want, or you can make it as simple as you want. Um, yeah. I mean, if there's anyone in the London area, I have three spaces on my course that is happening this weekend, 28th and 29th of June. There's three spaces. So if you're anywhere near London and you want to be attending a 2-day day trading course, private DM message me and I can send you the details. We have three spaces remaining. London. Unfortunately, yeah, it means you will miss the best weather of the world. How can we verify liquidity in entry? So, what do you what's the question there? How can we verify liquidity in entry? Uh, Only online stuff I do right now is live streams. Um, Majuli's, you can see that on my stand store, but obviously if you're interested, just send me a message privately and then we can so yeah, let's see what's happening. Now, see, I've got 7 minutes left for this candle to close, and it might mean that it's going to go without me. And if it does, it does. Now, we've filled the range of that wick. How many of you are looking at this go and going, why didn't I sell as it started to move lower? How, how many of you are wanting to jump in now? Thanks, Vic. Currently 176 in profit. Lovely. Yeah, wait for the retracement. Do you offer an online course in trading? Um, the only thing I do online, Tommy, for now is live stream every day to my members. And I do live stream general public at 1 o'clock. Usually Monday through to Friday, I'll do at least 4 days at 1 o'clock. Obviously, it's not as structured as a course, but this you get to see it in live market conditions. The one thing that I was saying about yeah, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the type of trading I like. Live stream of active trades, not promoting. Yeah, listen, this if people want to do a course with me or they want to become a member, it's because they like what they see. They're trying before they buy, right? You don't, well, I was just about to say you don't go and buy clothes you've not tried on before, but if you like my missus, she does. She buys them, she sends them, gets them delivered, then she tries them. Nah, don't like that, doesn't fit, and sends them back. No, I'm live UK every morning just for members. I only do it on a Friday for because I don't have a live stream to members on a Friday. So my day off, I'm devoting it to you guys. Um, I do live streams most afternoons at 1 o'clock for general public. Online shopping is fantastic. Love it. I prefer online trading. Are we waiting for a pullback? Yeah. Mm, I'm probably not going to get a trade now, guys, because I have to get my daughter up shortly. Get ready for school. Um, Gandalf, question on the DAX. It gave a buy on the 15 minutes, but 1 hour showed resistance. However, it touched 1 hour resistance, retraced, then again broke the high on the 15 minutes. Since retraced, it qualified on break of a high. But I've deleted all my levels. I don't like it because there's resistance just here. Look at this. Now, this is where we have to see how it closes. If it closes back above the level, then it's screwed people. Uh, what an entry for a sell. No, I've not sold. I've not done anything. We had a buy earlier. Basically, as the stream started above this high, we got 10 pips, and then we got stopped at entry. So we secured 10 pips earlier in the live stream, and then we've just basically been waiting for the Grace from Uganda. Oh, His Grace from Uganda. Welcome, sir. Um, okay. Uh, yeah, so in 2 minutes, guys, I'm sorry, but I have to go because I have to get my daughter ready. So I will be back at 1 o'clock today. That's UK time, 1 o'clock. So in, what's that? In about 5 hours, just over 5 hours. So, um, if you've enjoyed the stream this morning, just let me know. What part? I'm in West Hampstead. Lorna from Sweden. Do more. Yeah. Monty, what do you think of London session opening? Um, well, it's been all right today. It's paid us today. Um, I do it. I don't do it on Mondays. I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with members, and then I will sometimes do a Friday. Good morning from Kenya. How hope get you back. I'm in South Africa. Hey, yeah, got very fond memories of South Africa. I used to work out there back in 2014, 2013 in the World Trade Center in Sandton. Uh, I mean, look, there's if this candle was to push up, I would be interested in selling below the low. The downside is I'm not going to be able to manage the trade. Okay, I'm not going to be able to manage it because I'll be getting my daughter ready. So I can't trade this. 7:45. Yeah, 7:45. Got to go and get my little princess up and ready for school. Um, Listen, if you don't take any trades if you're not sure, guys. If you're not sure, don't just jump in. Just wait. There's a great saying, I'd rather be a pilot on the floor wishing I was in the air than a pilot in the air wishing I was on the floor. Okay? So, guys, listen, have an amazing morning. I'll see you at 1 o'clock later. Okay? Take care, team. See you all later. Have a good morning. Bye bye. YouTube, we'll see you later today, guys.